Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la, we they go, ooh la la, we like, ooh la la, we they go, ooh la la, we okay, ooh la la, she like, ooh la la, they go, ooh la la, we like, she let it get old, you know what I mean? Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. POPAVIST. POPAVIST TV. That's the show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, the question is, where you been? Over here we deal with sports, hip hop, entertainment, Popavisms 101, and motivation. So if that sound like something you're interested in, then before you leave off this page, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash that notification bell. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I like to plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game. It's the good. We in the end game, people. We in the end game because unfortunately, I know you see the thumbnail, you see the title, or you see the thumbnail with game's over. But you see the title, you know what I mean? Could 100 million rather, stop violence in the hood? And then on the backspin of that is, where did black women not being protected started from? And we're gonna get to that. But we in the end game because, unfortunately, what's been also trending besides Will Smith, and I have a few more thoughts on that as well, even if you've seen the other video I just did on Will Smith, talking about Will Smith with the slap that was heard around the world. You know what I mean? We in the end game because the story, I believe, that's out of St. Louis, unfortunately, where 2 teens died. Well, one was a teen, 14-year-old boy, and a 12-year-old girl, unfortunately and tragically killed themselves. She did it, rather. Paris Harvey and Karan Harvey. I think it's pronounced Karan. And it's sad. I seen the video. I don't know if whoever's watching, or if you spin back and you spin the clip and you watching this shit later, because right now we live, we rolling, we unscripted, and I watched it, and if you follow the channel, like I said, then I appreciate you. But Lee, although I've seen a lot of things, you know what I mean, like bad things, you know what I mean, and you gotta sometimes preference or interject that I don't mean that like in a braggadocious way, like, yeah, I seen some shit. And I'm not just talking about the movies. Real life, like once the lights go off, you not coming back on, right? Because you not that strong and you knew it was wrong. Exactly, that part. That's the part that I'm talking about. I seen that up close, like, damn it, man. Or from the window, or whoever, like they rocked them, or they really did, you know what I mean? The car did and shit like that. So I don't like seeing it if I can avoid it, you know what I mean? But it was a clip that came, and, obviously it's like, oh, wow, like when you see it, and it's like, damn, well, where's the parents? And obviously the parents and the adults was in the very next room, because after they heard was possibly going on, you could see them trying to break in. A few people come look in, and obviously, you see, the scene. You know what I mean? And it's just real unfortunate. I believe it had a drum on it. You know what I mean? One looked like a Glock or 40 or something like that with the drum on it, and it's just real unfortunate. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn it, man. How does this stuff like this happen? Why does stuff like this happen? And can we prevent stuff like this from happening? So many emotions, obviously, also you've been rocking with the channel, since I've been running through these YouTube streets, running through these YouTube alleyways, and they should have never. My stance is as a person that don't have no kids. I don't have no kids. I helped raise some kids, and I know what it's like to be a parent in that sense. You know what I mean? To kids, to have concern, to have worries. When your child is doing something for the first time, learning how to drive, talking about sex, talking about using drugs, all of these stages I done been through. You know what I mean? Even though I don't have no kids for myself. And it's just real disheartening to see when something like this happens. And again, I've said that to say this. I don't think everybody should be parents. I don't think everybody, even though we all have that basic right, like, you're born with a body and you're able to reproduce if nothing is wrong with your, your reproductive system. You all systems go, you good money. Still don't think everybody should have kids because, my upbringing, seeing other people, watching parents, seeing stuff like this, and I know at a time like this, you can't really get on the parent or it'd be insensitive. You know what I mean? Like when the lady, the young girl got killed, I forget where it was, and police just came up, shot her. People was like, where was her father? Stuff like that, and not knowing my pops. Everybody shouldn't have kids because everybody is not equipped to raise kids, to parents. Like, you may be able to have kids, but actually raising them and, putting them to a level where they can be the best that they can be. Now, granted, after a certain age, yeah, we are human, so we do what we want to do. And you got kids that's like, nah, daddy or mommy, you ain't gonna be able to tell me shit. And then, a lot of times you out the house. Can't live in this house if you not buying by the rules and respecting authority. And then you out of here. Like, oh shit. Like, do you ever think about when you out here? That's when it'll be opposed to the child. Like, whenever you think you grown and you think you can whip my ass and you can do what I do as an adult, then you can challenge. The world is waiting for you. You can get that going. And I've seen people parent that way as well. You know what I mean? I got kicked out. Like, you know what I mean? Well, my hard-headed ass, like, oh, you gonna learn today. Like, you know what I mean? And so whatever your style is, you know what I mean? For those of us that do, have kids and have that role of, seeing somebody that's young and impressionable and they need help and walk through this shit, that's one of the greatest tasks that you can have. That's why when you hear Kevin Samuels say shit like, giving a man a child before the wife, is like, yeah, you're giving them the most precious thing. But the thing is, everybody shouldn't have, because we know people abuse their kids. We know people are not mature enough to have kids, not educated enough. And so therefore it becomes a burden on society. But in this case here, not saying the parents was bad, because the mother, she let them go to, I guess, another family house. And it's like, damn, you let your kids go to, to visit family, and they get a gun like that to that magnitude with the drum on, and she was just holding it like, shoot. She said something to the effect of popping them. You know what I mean? So that's why when you read the report or whatever they put on the news, you see that the detective is saying it's a murder/suicide, and the mother is like, obviously, you can see from the video, at least that's my take on it, that it wasn't that. It clearly was an accident, but it's an accident that should have never happened. Something like that should never happen. And I'm gonna get to why I think stuff like this happens. I'm sure it happens in the other communities, but for some reason it seems like it happened in the black communities a lot more. And oh, by the way, you know what I'm gonna say? Oh, but you're black. You're black, and it happens to us more, I believe. And this is why. This is why I believe. I was thinking about it. And if you have thoughts on why you think this should happen in our community, drop it in the comments. You know what I mean? If you know me, hit me on the bat line. Like, tell them this on the channel, Lee. I think because we have a lot of people that's in the streets, unfortunately, doing crime, doing shit that they don't supposed to be doing, or doing what they think they need to do just to get by. So they doing shit. They got burners. They doing shit. And because it's illegal, you can't really talk to your kids about guns. You know what I mean? You can't really talk to the kids about that. You can't. You know what I mean? You can, But then if your son or your daughter go to school and you about their life, or you may have it just to protect your family. Maybe you're not even into that life no more, but you got a criminal past. And if they run up in your crib and they see a burner or a couple of burners and like, oh, you know what I mean? You going down. So you don't tell them. You don't talk to them about them. You stash it in the crib. And obviously it should be, I mean, depending on, the age of your kids. Like, obviously, if they can lift shit up, you know what I mean? It's just unfortunate when they find it, they play with it. Like she said, she ain't even, she thought it had no bullets in it, you know what I mean? And I'll give a brief story when my pop showed me, you know what I mean? When I first seen the gun and all that. As the person that been to prison for carrying guns and shooting guns, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that bragging, I'm just saying that's what it is. But prior to that, he showed me 4 or 5 too, you know what I mean? Showed me how to clean it, showed me how to work it. And even to the point where I did something similar to this, you know what I mean? And shot at my man foot in my apartment, you know what I mean? And shit went through the floor, you know what I mean? That's when Miss Renee was living with under us, you know what I mean? Rest in peace, Miss Renee, you know what I mean? Naysky, you know what I mean? Shout out to her family, you know what I mean? Shot through the joint, like cocked it back, like the hammer part, like he was doing, thinking I knew it, you know what I mean? Knew what I was doing at the time. And almost blew his foot off. Straight up, almost blew his foot off. My other guy, you know what I mean? That wrote the book, you know what I mean? My feet is off the ground, Lorenzo. Rolling in the benzo. Shout out to Lorenzo. I did an interview with him. I put it up on the page. He wrote a book. Go support the brother. He from Harlem. You know what I mean? Good brother in the real estate, shit like that. Good dude. Got shot accidentally by his man and been paralyzed since he was a teenager. So in this case, he didn't lose his life like these 2 kids, you know what I mean? Paris Harvey and Karan Harvey, unfortunately. And may Allah have mercy on them, you know what I mean? And on their parents. Because they still was tender age, 12 and 14, you know what I mean? Paralyzed. Whole life. Didn't let it stop him, but nonetheless, could have got shot in the head, got shot in the back, you know what I mean? And it paralyzed him. I almost blew my man's foot off with the 4-5 as a teenager. You know what I mean? Like, nah, you cock it like this and you do it like this. And luckily he moved his foot back. I'm like, oh shit bullets. So I could see that happen. This shit got the drum on it, like, you know what I mean? So just pop him in the head, you know what I mean? And then scared this. Again, if you see the video, unfortunately, you see she was just scared to death to jump back, go off again. You know what I mean? And then obviously she tried to retrieve the gun and and ultimately shot her. So it's just real sad. It's like, damn, is it the parents' fault? No charges is brought yet? Should they go to jail? Should they go under the jail for something so negligent? And you can say like, yeah, I found porn tapes. I done picked up cigarettes, you know what I mean? Newport Lights, 100. Shout out to my moms. I love you, mommy. She's still alive. Doing shit when your parents not around. We all done that. You know what I mean? Doing shit when being curious, sometimes just being devious, mischievous, and sometimes just being bad and being bored. You know what I mean? Being bored. So you looking for shit to do, when they're not around. Obviously, again, when it comes to guns and burners, that's just what I think. I think because a lot of the fathers, probably doing shit or have it illegally. Even again, if they're not even doing crime now, if you broke the law like me and you got guns on your record 2 times, like 2 times, yeah, you can't get gun license. So if I still want to protect and carry and take that risk, if I get caught with it, then I have to. Oh yeah, but I'm not breaking the law now. I'm just in case now, in case niggas get crazy, and then I got to get crazy. Then the situation get crazy, right? They ain't trying to hear that. You going back to yakisobe and chili con corn. Oh yeah, get on the chow line. You on the chow line now, even though you're not even involved in that no more. You just for protection. You know what I mean? They're not trying to hear that. And so when you hide in your burners and you put it in a shoebox and you put it somewhere, put the safety. Like I mean, like do something extra, even though you may, you know what I mean? And I think that's the problem, with a lot of situations like this. I could be wrong, but I know it happened in other communities too. Come home from the military. I got family in the military, or was. They come home, they service men and women. They got burners too, service weapons. Some people may be COs or officers. You got to talk to your kids about the burners. I know recently, being how I'm talking about this topic now, it is commercials like that. It's in fact, it ends very well. Not sure who's sponsored, but it's about other shit. Then finally, it's like, Daddy, at the end, you see the little boy walking up, and he's like, Daddy, we got a gun. And then the father turned around like, I thought he was going to pop the father, but the commercial goes off like that. So it's like, you do got to talk to your kids about, burners. Let's talk some more about burners. It's about the title now. Can 100 million stop gun violence in urban areas? And I'm going to say New York because that's where the incident took place. That's where the statement took place. And I'm not a journalist or none of that. I could have looked his name up, but I didn't. I know he's a city councilman. I'm not sure out of what borough. But the incident that I'm talking about is the 3-year-old baby child shot in the shoulder coming out of daycare. Father coming out of daycare, doing daddy daycare. Like, black niggas ain't around. Right. Black niggas not around. Know what I mean? And gets shot in the shoulder. And the video is crazy because you see homie, like, dude who was shooting, no regards. You could just see, like, back of the jacket is like waves. Like, this shit is the wave. Ain't that? That's some ironic coincidence. Like, this shit is the wave. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. So if you tuned in, you know what I mean, and you new to the channel, that's what I do. You know what I mean? And hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. He let off, shoot the baby in the shoulder. And again, people was rallying, and they Bill rally, and you only rally me up. Right. People are mad. And I'm all for that. Power to the people, the community, and all that shit. For real. I'm B1 first, regardless of whatever happens. At the end of the day, I'm B1 first. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? First. Then after that, we could talk about other stuff. So the councilman or the city boroughman or whoever he is, he like 300 million is good. We can cover some blocks, but 100 million, we could cover all these blocks, right? And I think they had like the little but they have it like now like what was the name of the shit that was in Harlem? Snubs, gun spelled backwards. Now, I mean that program is dissolved, but now it's other programs. So this looked like one of those similar programs with street mediators, if you will, street soldiers, and they come to the different blocks when shit happen, and they talk to the youth and do stuff like that, which is good. It's excellent. We need more of that. First, you got to start in the house first. You got to start in your own home first. So anyway, he like 100 million, woo, and The Congress, political talk, that's how I took it. And I start to say, damn, 300 million, you saying you covering a couple of blocks, because I know he's not talking about police. You know what I mean? They come normally after the crime is committed already. They coming afterwards. Whoop, shit is done already. Rarely they may intervene before the crime if they see about to take place. Maybe. You know what I mean? And like 100 million could do it. So I said, damn, could 100 million just stop gun violence in the hood? Or even start moving us towards that? Obviously, money is always a factor. I mean, it's the denominator factor with a lot of things. It's either go or no go. Like, you know what I mean? You got it or you don't got it. And a lot of times, if you don't have it, you are stuck with less options. Your options are very limited. So you have to be creative and figure some shit out. You know what I mean? As opposed to when you got money, we all gonna have problems, more money, more problems, etc. But it won't be financial. It won't be when your moms get sick. It's a Medicaid covering that. It won't be if your car break down. Are you going to be able to pay the motherfucking mechanic that's going to rip you off anyway? It ain't going to be because of that. It's going to be, how much? Couple dollars? You know what I mean? You may have women problems. You may have your kids, not appreciating you and shit like that, but it won't be financial. So I'm saying all that to say, would it stop gun violence in the hood? No, not in essence. It could probably move towards that if you're talking about now putting us to police us, but then now you just got a whole bunch of it's still an authority type of figure monitoring the hood, governing the hood, standing around, talking every time you come to, go to the store, they talking to you, and I'm being funny and I'm being sarcastic and I'm putting fun on it. But the thing is, you can have people standing there doing that, whether it's better than the police because they won't have no guns. But how about just, we got 100 million to throw around, it's a whole lot of other stuff we can do than just to pay somebody to stand on the corner when all that should come from the crib. Like, come from his house first. If you got sons, if you got nephews, if you got little cousins, you about that life, you shouldn't want them to be about that life. Like, Mr. Miyagi said this, right? And I'm telling your age. And it's one of my favorite movies, The Karate Kid. When he was training them on the boat and all that shit. And he kept saying, when I'm going to learn how to fight. Now, I mean, before he threw him off, he was asking him, like, how you learn to fight and why you fight and all that. And then he was, I think, paraphrasing pretty much the Karate Daniel's son was asking him, like, why you do what you do. And he was like, I learned how to fight pretty much so I don't have to fight. And that's so profound and has a lot of wisdom in that. Because anybody that been in anything, where your life's on the line for real and niggas be rapping about it, but you really been in the trenches, and a lot of us have, because it's human experience at this point, living in the hood, doing, some shit is just a rite of passage, and it shouldn't be that way, so I'm not saying that. I'm not condoning it. What I'm saying is that's the reality, whether you like it or not. So you may have been beat up and stabbed, or you may have to stab somebody, or you may have to do some shit, to get by, just to get by. So when you have been through it, if you have been through it, then you don't want to do that shit. And that brings me to this. Let's talk about, where did black women not being protected start? And that's hypothetical and it's theoretical. And I haven't been to college and I really don't know the answer. But this is my retort to that on where it came from and why is this narrative being pushed. And it ties into starting with in the home. Same thing we're talking about guns and drugs and shit like that. This also starts in the home. If we was to do a survey, let's say, women in my family. I got sisters, mother, obviously, got mad aunts, If we was to poll them, and if you know me on the bat line, and this is Lee, you watching POPAVIST TV, we live, we rolling, we unscripted and all that shit. But in the real life, once this shit cut off, I'm Lee, And for the people that know Lee, especially for my family, if you was to poll them and say, if something happened, unfortunately, and you called your cousin up or you called your uncle up, will he be there to protect you? Now, again, this is after the fact if something happened, or even if I was standing right there. They all going to say yeah. They all going to say yeah. And my circle of friends are not big or people I really rock with, but I can vouch for them because my integrity is intact, right? Like my integrity is intact, not because I took over 100 blocks and killed 100 niggas, but just because I do what I say and, I try to live in that life. Integrity is intact. The people I fuck with, that got daughters and nieces and little cousins, they protecting their family as well. And they'll risk going to places where people don't really want to put themselves, unfortunately, to protect. So I'm wondering, like, damn, where is this narrative coming? Because it's not coming from people I know, not nobody I know. And then the thing is this too, when it's equal, when it's, with the whole manosphere, like, I've been running through these YouTube street, right, learning about the manosphere, the women's sphere. When you put the two sexes together, you have cousins that be reckless. You have sisters that be reckless. Talking about your own family now, not in general, your family that expect you with a family, with a wife. If you got a wife or you've been with a woman for a long period of time, you're a lady, you got kids. They expect you to get out your bed when that call come. 2:30 in the morning, yo, this nigga beating on me, or this nigga spit on me in the club, or this nigga did woo woo woo, you waking up like, what? Like, what? What? They did what to you? I gotta get out I gotta come do what now? Ready to do that. I done been in situations like that. When I was sleeping in my bed, family member called me up. Woo woo woo, Now I gotta get out, get out my bed, grip up, because I don't know what type of situation I'm walking into. Even though I want to do that, that don't mean that's what's waiting for me. Like, niggas ain't ready to talk all the time. It's not you just gonna come talking out like men. Niggas is emotional, niggas is about that. And even if they not, you gotta assume, right? Because that's what's out there, right? We living in that. Pulling up, seeing the situation, and it's not really what they say. It's exaggerated, you emotional, you in your feelings, you trying to rile me up. Like Bill O'Reilly, you only riling me up. Now I get there and I gotta get into it, take chances, especially if you got felonies on your jacket. How many people can raise their hand? I know it's not a lot, but if you're a man watching, and you're one of your cousins called you, one of your sisters, because she dealing with some bum ass nigga that you told her to not deal with. Now you gotta risk your shit if you already been inside. But what if you didn't? And you don't want to go inside, but you expected to. You expected to. You could say call the cops. Or And again, it's all different situations with the Will. You know, he protected his woman. You hear, and like I said, I didn't watch the Grim. I just want to tie this in. I didn't watch it. But after the smack, and obviously it's a lot of talk now, like everybody's talking about it, I did go back and check out some stuff. And I see Regina Hall was talking about him, like come on up, and she in her 50s, or she 50, she still look all right. Talking about she want to slide and pat niggas down, and the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. That's why we talk about it over here sometimes, for learning purposes and just because the nigga need to laugh sometimes. She was talking about Will, no problems, you know what I mean? But then the person I really want to talk about, to tie it in, is Tiffany. She came with her nice gown on, and the lady I was interviewing, like, you gotta change your costume. And she was like, nah, this is Dolce and Gabbana. Like, this is a gown, and woo, woo, woo. This what success look like. This what this look like. This what, you know what I mean? The book is coming, and I like her. She funny. Then, obviously, she asked her, well, what do you think about with that? I ain't see nothing wrong. I just see a man protecting his wife. You know what I mean? And obviously, it's places to do all those things. You know what I mean? So my thoughts on that, you could go see the other video. That's all I wanted to point out. Because we talking about where did the narrative start, where niggas don't protect their family or the women in their family. I always got out the bed. I always came through. My brother, and like I said, even my extended brothers. So the people that I know, at least if I need some help, I know they're doing the same thing. I got a good friend. I got 4 girls, little girls, the one that shot herself, her age, that will go crazy, bananas, if shit ever popped off on their family. And so the thing is, that's why we don't want our daughters on TikTok like Kanye. And we trying to protect and shield, but when you try to do that, it's you trying to make people submit that don't want to submit. And it's like, what are you talking about? So what I think happened, I think it's some loudmouth cousin or some loudmouth chick somewhere. Probably it's always the fucking little ones that's running their mouth to men, getting in niggas' face. And I got people like that in my family. So I'd have full experience and I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know you got women that do. I was in, this is like maybe when the pandemic first started breaking, in the bar, local shit, somebody's birthday, just having a little small drink, and I wasn't even there for a half an hour. Kid you not. Grown whole woman with her daughter, probably about 25. Keep easing in. I'm just standing in front of the bar. I don't even want to be by the bar. I'm talking, shouts to my nigga Billy D, one of the funniest comedians I know. Talking to Billy D. They keep easing in. And I finally had to turn around and say, yo, I'm not sitting here. Y'all could come in. The daughter immediately, what you talking about? Woo, woo, woo. You know what I mean? Like, hold on. You know, you even talking like, what you talking about? I'm not even being disrespectful. Then the moms come in. That's my daughter. And woo, woo, woo. And The point that I'm making is that super offhand with the mouth. Like, super crazy. Even some of the women in my family. And even though they're like that at 30, at 40, some people it's fucking 50. You know what I mean? 60 years old. You still doing the same bubblegum hood shit that you expect your nephew, your uncles, your little cousins to come run and fight some Pookies and Ray Rays or get you out of some shit because you're drunk or you doing what you shouldn't be doing. And we all adults, right? Right. You know what I mean? We all adults. So I'm just saying, like, are you still held at that standard? And that's how I think it probably started. The nigga probably was like, I'm not getting up out of my bed. I'm not going to do that for such and such. So maybe that's how this narrative started getting spun. Now, I'm being funny. Obviously, you see some shit on the news and these clips that they keep spinning. When you may see some shit happen to a sister, and it's like, damn, nigga just jumped up. Obviously, her man wasn't there, or her boyfriend, or her husband, or her brother. I never seen no really clips like that. Now, another thing, that's why people like, if it was The Rock, if it was the nigga from Green Mile, I even said that on my video. And size does matter, but obviously just because a person is bigger don't mean that they automatically got the upper hand if they don't know how to, you know, fight in physical hand-to-hand combat. A person that's smaller may have the skill, may know kung fu, he may know how to box, and you just big, so he's gonna have the advantage. Size only matters when two people are even, meaning they don't have the same skill level. I'm gonna probably beat you. Because, you know what I mean, I'm a little bigger, but if you're more skilled than me, say you're a 3rd-degree black belt, 2 times over, and I just bigger than you with muscles, you're probably going to beat the shit out of me. Break my neck, break my arms, have me bent up, looking like some suck-ass nigga for trying you. And real quick, I say that about the, I had this conversation too, and one of my homies about the actors, Tom Cruise, I think, was somebody in the bar, local bar, and person there didn't know who he was, a drunk person or somebody in there doing the most. and he bent them up. And they was like, yeah, how the fuck he bent them up? I was like, yeah. When they taking them rolls, Vivica Fox says she trained for 3 months. That's 90 days, locked up in the box. 3 times a day to do that fucking fight scene in the Kill Bill movie. So you don't think she know how to do some shit like that after working with somebody that does for 90 days, which is 3 months, 3 times a day? You're going to learn how to throw a hook or uppercut. You're going to learn how to do it. So if you encountering somebody that doesn't, you're probably going to have the upper hand. But the thing back to the narrative, I think is stupid. I think whoever's, obviously we don't know where it started from. But again, I don't really see too many videos where men is present, like, especially if they with the woman. Now, again, if you're not with the woman, if you see somebody getting beat up, are you obligated to do it? We talked about this scenario already. A lot of people, they're going to say they're going to mind their business if they from New York. And some people will be like, nah, I am going to jump in. You know what I mean? And then some people, like, you got to think about it. Like Marlon Lawrence said, stop. Think about it like, damn, I could get involved, but I already got 3 felonies. Like, I get caught, I'm out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, where's your man at? Where's your brother at? Where's your father? Where's your husband at? Like, a lot of times, like, so, and people ask that not being funny. It's to say, like, those are the people that's supposed to come to your defense first. Now, again, if you want to train and you being attacked, you know what I mean? That's something different. I talked about this, where the elderly lady was sitting on the train and the dude just came in and kicked the shit out of some tall nigga. Like, yeah, she should be protected. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's just, that's fucked up what he did. He's a scumbag, and they caught him right away, and I'm happy they caught him. And I hope he's having a miserable time in prison from somebody that been to prison. Yeah, some people belong there. Don't make no mistake. Just because I be like, it's innocent people when I've been there. Every time I've been to prison, I did the crime. Yeah, I did. I'm not one of those people that got in there. Yeah, I'm innocent. You know what I mean? System, and the man want to keep me down. Nah, I'm in here because I was doing some shit. And if push comes to shove, even though I wasted a lot of them joints, I'm doing it again. Make no mistake about it. Like, yeah, I'm not playing around. And, I don't want to say no shit that they may want to play in court, you know what I mean? And I jokingly say it's hard not to kill niggas. Like Hov said, it's like a full-time job not to kill niggas, especially when you're just trying to be easy. And there's somebody else that really got less to prove, less to lose, they don't give a fuck. You competing with them now, and you already been through the system. So it's like, damn, you know what I mean? Why you gonna call me out my bed? I got your nieces and nephews is over here because you the auntie. You know what I mean? Or you the cousin. They just was over at your house, but yeah, you want me to get out of my bed because you ain't got no man or whatever. Or you dealing with some bum ass nigga that's, you shouldn't be dealing with, and now I gotta come fight for your honor and protect you because the nigga in here whipping your ass. But it is police for that. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I've been in that scenario too, where you go and, and the boyfriend is somebody that's a scumbag. Let's just call it what it is. You know what I mean? And the person that you with, that they with, you don't want them with. You go over there, intervene, put your life on the line just by me getting there. You know what I mean? But then they fuck with him again. Right? Like they fuck with him again. They go back to him. And then you be hearing that shit on TikTok and all social media, why women like the dickhead niggas and treat him like shit. You're like, damn, I just fucked this nigga up. I just fucked him up, even though I buy my bud from him, you know what I mean, or whatever the case. And now you back with him. And now I got the sad face, sticker face, like, damn it, man. I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right. You have to fail, like, loser. So what am I to do? You know what I mean? I learned it's best to mind your business in a lot of cases. The women may not like that, but you do choose who you want to be with. Obviously, when you get with somebody that they totally go 180 on you, that's different. But you, ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. And if you don't, drop it in the comment, or if you disagree, tell me why. You know what I mean? Because people I know that they gonna go all out to protect their family. Nobody really want to see their family harm, hurt, especially the women. But if the argument is that it happened to women more, I can agree with that. And the reason why is because we're the strongest sex, far as physically, brain and all. Y'all could debate that shit. Who's equal? Physically, the strongest woman is not stronger than the strongest man. And far as combat, if they both skills, not a chance. That's why it was laughable when people was like Ronda Rousey was going to beat Mayweather. Stop it, 5. Stop it, 5. Stop the cap. I don't got a haircut yet. Stop the cap. It's not going to happen. It's happening with men attacking women because they are the weak, and they super cowards. I'm not gonna argue that down. They cowards, they scumbags, they scum of the earth. They should get what's coming to them. But yeah, they're gonna attack a woman because it's the easier prey. Why is the lion? When they went on the animal channels and all that shit, when they go hunting, they'll hunt anything. But if they can get the little baby first, while everybody's scattering, they're gonna go get the little baby. Quick meal. For my hard work, I ain't gotta run mad fucking long, like, you know what I mean? How about the bed looking for ants, like looking for food when you hop out the bed? You can go get the big, fucking buffalo or whatever it is, or you can get the deer, or you can get the little cub, whichever one is easier. You're still gonna get full and it's still gonna taste like steak. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why the woman is getting bashed. You don't see just people getting bashed in prison though, is like that. You know what I mean? Niggas picking on some adolescents on Rikers. It's not nice and never was not. I'm probably sure it's like that now. Probably worse now. This is 94, 99, 95. This is worse. It's probably worse now. People is looking for, but again, that's why they say it's not black on black for like the pro-black people. That's why they use that argument. Like, it's not black on black crime. It's really just crime on the people that you live by. And they're right though. You know what I mean? Even though you can travel. That's what I never understood. Like, you gonna ice grill me and rob me, or potentially make me the prey, make me the victim, when you can go other places and come off. They got a little more. They doing a little better than us over here. So you only take it from the poor, you know what I mean, or the people that don't really got it anyway. You're not going uptown or you're not going downtown, and I'm not saying do that. When you spin the clip back and when they start taking my videos and shit and doctoring them up, I'm not saying go attack or do nothing violent to nobody. What I am saying, for the people that do be praying on, oh, but you black, a lot of that is because you do live right next door. So why go all the way to state, you know what I mean, and get them when you live in 2B? I'm coming right next door, brother, man. I'm coming through your window. Knock, knock, bro, man. Like, what you want? I want some mayonnaise, nigga. Do you got it? Like, yo, you know what I mean? So you gonna really do the violence and the shit to the people you live around, but you still gonna go for the easiest victim, and most of the time it is women, unfortunately. Or should we just spend $100 million? Now I mean, like the councilman was saying, the borough president or whatever he was, and put men on every corner with the jackets on, men in black. Let's just say, because I'm wearing black. Honor up. Shout out to everybody who was in the movie. And now we just all standing on the corner like the nation used to do back in the days. And in certain areas, the crime was down when it was the nation. And certain areas, you couldn't just come with the bullshit. But again, it starts in the crib, because I know in my crib, again, even though I don't have kids that I help raise, they know not to go hit no women's over no head. They know not to get involved in no gangs. They know not to just do no dumb shit to end up in prison, because I taught them that. And they learned from me. And I was, for example, good or bad. So if I did that with kids that's not mine, then what the fuck is y'all niggas doing? What are y'all doing with your kids? Like, you know what I mean? What are we doing? Greenie in the morning, what are we doing? That's what I want to know. Because it's like, that's where it should start at. If you in jail, I get it. I know mad people that's locked up. Some of them put more effort than others by being on the phone more, or writing letters more, or even on the visit. They ain't all just about the lady and getting their feels on. I see a lot of times on them 8-hour visits where people is just talking to their son. Like, you know what I mean? Really talking, obviously age matters, talking to their kids. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not just and even that's hard, but at least they try, is what I'm saying. Some try more than others, but if you physically home, and I get it, your baby mother's a piece of shit and you hate her, and I hate you so much right now. So you're just staying away, you're just off the books, so she don't take you for child support, the system is rigged. I get it, and I'm being funny, but I'm not. And I'm not shocked in the man when you put the beat on that the system is rigged to fuck you over. You know what I mean? My pops, rest in peace. You know what I mean? Who's not my pops. You know what I mean? Who taught me some things and how to move in a room full of virtues. And he was a street guy, you know what I mean, for what it's worth. And he wasn't my pops, biologically. He still stepped in. And I got another one who my mom's is still with. Love you, Papa G. You know what I mean? Love you to death. And I respect you as a man, now that I'm a man. You can, however you do it, you should be present and make your presence felt. That's how I always seen it, and that's how I always give it up. And anything that's not that, I won't stand on a high horse and say it's wrong. Like, you know what I mean? You do what you want to do. But I will say I wouldn't have done it like that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have played my, you know what I mean? And so that's all I really want to say on that. I mean, it's like we got to stop making excuses. We got to stop with the buffoonery because it remains at an all-time high. And we got to stop that narrative that the brothers ain't looking out for the sisters. That's definitely not true. At least not in my circle. When I shut off the TV, shut off Instagram, shut off all the clips that spin and keep spinning, when I walk out, I don't really see that. In fact, I see people doing them extra to prove, you know what I mean, where you could have not even gotten to a physical altercation, but because you was protecting honor, you was proving the dude said he was sorry. Like, I done seen that where the dude even said he was sorry or such a situation took place and one person was trying to take the high road, but the chick is still in the back like, nah, fuck that, and then the dude is there now, so now you got to show out. And if you can fight a little bit or you a tough guy, you in the tough lane, you still want to, you know, put a little work in, you know what I mean, just because. You know what I mean? When a lot of times up top, the biggest nigga don't even be looking for problems. Not that he can't handle it. It's just like, oh, too, yeah, you big. So just by nature, people may be a little intimidated, a little scared, like how I say on the show. A little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. Niggas looking shaky. You looking nervous. So niggas is big and he, you know what I mean, 4 or 5 on the chest is crazy. And I know some people that could do that incline with just amino acids. None of that other shit out here that you could get inside. You know what I mean? Elmira nigga was doing a little more than 4 or 5 on an incline. Yeah, that's when it's up here. You know what I mean? Like, damn, that nigga strong. People be intimidated. So you tend, at least in my experience in travels, when it comes to people that's big, and I'm an average size guy. You know what I mean? I ain't big and built, you know what I mean, like that, but I know people that are. They be kind of humble, a lot of them. And it's because, too, like I said, people be intimidated, so they move a little more cautious because they don't want nobody to just pop them. Like, yeah, how Jada said, I know you work out, chest and you back all nice, but this 12 gauge will put your 6-pack on ice. Like, you'll get popped and just for being big, you know what I mean? And somebody is scared to death to get punched in their face with the gloves. You know what I mean? Like, you scared to death, so you know what I mean? You popping like a cop working on the first day. So dudes that's a little bigger or whatever, they always seem to be a little humble or just move like, nah, I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? Or they got to explain like, we good, you know what I mean? So people don't come back on a spin back like the nigga did to Young Thug baby mother. You know what I mean? Rest in peace. Did a spin back on a woman. So yeah, you could say unprotected. It's like, damn, what really happened in there? Still don't really know. And like I said, to my guesstimation, they say it was arguing. They say it was, you know what I mean? Maybe she was Young Thug, you know, baby mother. She got a certain status. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't there. And again, even if she was popping off at the mouth, like some of my family be doing. You know what I mean? I call my cousin Lee. Lee gonna come down here. Lee gonna come do X, Y, Z. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Why are you putting me in this bubblegum shit? Maybe she was in there like that. Even if she was, it still doesn't justify what the dude did. So I'm not saying that either. But what I always say before I close out is this. For my little nieces that's watching, I love y'all, my little cousins. Don't be jumping in no man's face. I don't even care if he's small like you, if you small. Don't be jumping in no man's face and don't be popping off at the mouth, disrespecting no man. Because again, you can expect them to take the high road. That should be expected. You hope that they do that, but maybe they won't. Maybe they say, what, bitch? My girl just was acting crazy last night, or whatever it is. I just came out of court, or whatever it is. And again, no justification, but just smack flames out you or punch your fucking teeth out. And now you know what I mean? I know that happened too. Get punched right in your mouth or get punched in your chest and your titties hurt like, oh, so don't do it. You know what I mean? And always protect yourself as far as be mindful of your surroundings and try not to be in no crazy places, dog, when in certain hours. That's what I would tell the people and the women that I love in my family. Obviously, men, we don't think about that because we men. I'll never think about, you know what I mean? Like, damn, walking down the dark alley. You know what I mean? I don't think of that at all. Like, you know what I mean? But I could see women coming out of work while they waiting for the bus, especially in the Bronx or in certain spots where the bus take long and them blocks is long and it's not really a lot of lighting. And you like, damn, you know what I mean? Somebody gonna come behind and try to do me dirty? That's very possible. So you gotta be on your P's and Q's. But you know what it is. It's your boy, POPAVIST. Y'all was just tuned in. POPAVIST TV, that's my show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, so I do it how I want over here. If you rock with it, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, then it's all good. We authentic, not because we killed 100 people or because we did time. Just because our track record is intact. We authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.